So I'm starting the webinar, and our appreciated guest is here in the webinar. His name is Willy Morant. Perhaps some of you don't know him because you are new in the family of GlamJet. It feels a little bit like family, you know, GlamJet, huh? And you know, you are together with this man since 3 years. Yeah, no. And yeah, so okay, everybody, hopefully you are fine. And this is the English speaking webinar of GlamJet. You know, a lot of things did happen in the last weeks. Really, a lot of things did happen in the last weeks. You know, I can tell you. And like I always said, I never thought about it 3 years ago when I first time, or it was 2.5 years ago, more or less, when I first time heard about GlamJet. You know, I never thought that this will be such a journey, and such a journey, you know, where I'm developing, where things are developing so fast, where the crypto industry is getting so famous in the world. You know, there are no news every day without a report about GlamJet. There was Elon Musk. You know, it's not a real green energy, and all these discussions developing. But then there are banks in the USA who are selling Bitcoins. You know, then project after project is developing. You have the market capitalization of the crypto industry, you know, 2.4 something trillion. Really, this is when I started, it was about 350 million market capitalization. So really, the whole sphere of crypto industry developed. Also, GlamJet developed, and our head of community, Willy Morant, he will give us, yeah, on the one side an update, but also a little bit of vision. You know, where we are going, what is the actual work they are doing with the software team, what you can expect perhaps in the next weeks and months. What are the things we ourselves can do to help GlamJet to be successful? So give a big hand to our head of community. You just have to open your mic, Willy, and then you can start. Aufhebung der Stummschaltung.
Aufhebung der Stummschaltung?
Yes.
You can hear me?
Everybody can hear you.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Around the world?
Around the world. It is live on CNN.
I think this is really cool. CNN. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody who is joining now to the webinar. Especially I like the English webinars because they are clearly showing that we are still at the beginning of the expansion and going around the world. So I know for you guys, this is really a big opportunity. And on the other side, I'm knowing that many of our English speaking friends then there who have, of course, other native original languages, France, Spain, whatever then there. So not everybody who's English speaking is then, of course, English, but it's our connection point then there. And some of them are really long with us, 3 years, and I'm really happy about you. So this day, the webinar is for the updates. So what is all going on in GlamJet, what is with the GlamX, and all the stuff what the most people are wanted to know then there. Where is the stage where we are and where we're going? This is what Sasha has then told. I was starting with the updates then there, so for you to bring you on the new stand. But on the other side, because we have always new people, and I welcome you new on board, who are not have the full, let's say, overview over what we are doing, where we're coming from. For over 2 years, then there we have started this opportunity going here in and saying, okay, we want to build something special, something what is different to all the others than there, because we were starting in the so-called crypto winter. So where crypto was really down on his knees, nobody was believing that this will be ever coming back again then there. But for us was the chance of saying, okay, there was so many bad things happening there outside with crypto, was a really fantastic thing that we say, okay, there must be something to develop and promote and building a community where it has nothing to do with all the things what they're out there doing. And that is most time there was really scamming the people then there. Some have making it with good ideas, but there was then a big failure then there, or they was not able to administrate the stuff or to build it up then there. So many good ideas was coming and going. And we are now over 3 years on the market, and this is really a good thing. From these people who are coming from the part of network marketing, they're knowing when you're joining a company who's new, a startup, you have the highest risk of everything possible, the highest gain, but normally the highest risk. And when you have a company who's 3 years on the market, that's good. That's good, because the most are not getting over the first year, then they are collapsing for which reasons ever. Then there, and when you're going to the 3 years, you have really, let's say, a good track record. And that's what we have. We have a good track record. We are established on the market, but on the other side, we are fresh, new, and going to a really big future then together with you. And so what we have done now in the last years and where we are going is that we are believing that cryptocurrency on the blockchain is just working when you're making an ecosystem around it. Without the ecosystem, without a support system, it will not work, because this is the future. Bitcoin and some stuff was just for speculation, then that's okay. But we are more in the utility base, so we want to build applications around it and there to make everything usable. And in the last 3 years, it's not today the crypto market like it was before 3 years. There was totally different things coming. Facebook was coming with their coin with the stress, then there are governments beginning to making coins, big corporation making coins, then there people who are really famous are begin to use cryptocurrency. So for 3 years, nobody has think about that would really happen. And then, so what we was doing, we're saying we are the biggest cryptocurrency in the world. But on the other side, we want to be the easiest, so that everybody on the world can getting access to cryptocurrency. Of course, most of the others I want to make this too, but they have all the missing link not found. And the missing link is people who are in a community. And for this is always a network really good than that. They are connected there. Who can help people coming into cryptocurrency? The first steps are always the really important steps when you are joining them there. And this, I think we have really good solved. We have making for this some milestones in them. And what we have seen now was starting then with the app, with the first called GlamJet. This was the first app which we was launching. This was really problematic, to be honest. At the beginning then there, we was having trouble how to get it into the, in this case, Apple store in, how to, let's say, make it in the Google store. And it was really, it sounds normally so easy when you make a ping pong game, it's easy, but the other things can getting complicated. So everything what you can go through a problem, we have taken it then there. No? Then of course, it's not a general excuse for everybody on the world. And there was Corona coming, which changes everything. And then because we was really company driven by meeting with people face to face, and they're sitting in one room, seeking people sitting in one room. And then today people say, oh, I don't do it. And so we must changing our whole concept of how we do it, but we have making the best fortune out of it. And we are going with every trend, everything what is coming there to saying, okay, we want to be part of it and there, because our belief system says you must be always on the top. When things are changing, you must be changing yourself too. And so we have then making this great app, which was then leading to so-called crypto to crypto exchange, the GlamX then there. And this is launched now in the pre-phase then there. So you can see it's there, it's good, it's working. It's one of the easiest exchange on the world. This was really something what we was working hard with our test groups, and then we was having really much good testers who was helping us. Then we find out the usability. This is the best thing what you must have if you're going new on the exchange. When you're going to the when you're going on an exchange then there, and you don't know what to do when you first time in, that is really critical when the most people have started who are new into crypto or when they want to trade or exchange. And we have found it in the, when you was inside of the GlamX, then the trade wizard, it's really genius. It's so simple. Most times the simple things are really hard to do. Then we have two different modis inside of it, the easy and the pro for of course advanced. It will be getting more and more advanced over the time, and the easy getting more and more easy with the time. Then there, when you're going into the professional side of exchanging and trading, then there to be part of it. And then. So this was for first. We are going soon in the so-called full launch meeting that we are opening then more to the public. At the moment, it's then more for the testers of my crypto consult. Then there we have found there really good help of the people how to do it, what they like, and then build it in. So we are in the last features for it. Then there we are speeding up the processes. Then the processes of sending and delivering has upgraded the nodes, the master nodes, many of the things internally. We are now doing that it is possible. We find out for ourselves, not just for some new future, what we are doing, we call it our app for the so-called, in English it's merchant app, let's call it like this, then the merchant app, called Fortune app. This is then there when you can get your benefits when you are giving your glams then them to some merchant and there, and this is always now problematic when you are working with Ethereum, right? The gas prices, so the prices to move the Ethereum are really high. So meaning you wanted to buy a coffee, you pay for the coffee $2, but your transaction costs are $7. So this must be changed, and this we wanted to do then over the GlamX, over the exchange, then there, that we can move internally then there for merchants without big fees it inside. So this is something what in the at the moment in the programming then will be added then too. So that means that it's going internally very, very fast in 1 second then there. And this is the last feature what will be coming now in and there. And of course in the future coming more and more features, upgrades then in, but this is that what we're seeing that's really helpful then there. So this is one of our big things then there. And then we was going and saying, okay, we must go into the next level. So most of you, and I think everybody who's new to this, are knowing that the GLAM token is a so-called ERC20 token. ERC20 tokens are on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's like a guest. They are guests on the Ethereum blockchain and must use then gas. And gas is that what making the cost for sending the coins everywhere really expensive than them. So how to solve this is really, let's say, a thing what can be complicated than therefore the most people who are making an ERC20 token because they are limited to this blockchain. So the idea has started then that we're saying for us is a time to making one step higher, we're making the own blockchain. So the own blockchain is in the programming. So it's really a blockchain what's starting at 0 with the Genesis block. That means 0 data. So it's not like something you just paste in a copy called so-called hard fork, they call it, meaning they're splitting just simply the blockchains and going another way. It's really a full new setup. And there you have the chance to be a part of this network. Then you can control something called a node or a master node. At the end, it's like a little server, and the server is there for making the transactions work, like mining then there in this case. And you can be part of this network and can earn on these transactions then there. So this is something what we are now doing for running a blockchain. This is the one thing. The other thing what you're needing is a blockchain explorer, where you can see what is going on the blockchain, what to do, how it's going forward, and that you can deploy your own smart contracts. And that is the next big thing where we are heading to the smart contracts then there. And so it was a logical step. We wanted to build an explorer now who is so easy, again, that everybody want to use it, that we can go into competition with the most other on the market, like let's say, for example, Etherscan or blockchain.com. These are all good things. So this is not bad, but they are all too complicated for new starters. And we are building on a version that is so easy that we are thinking most of people will using this and replacing it because it's so easy. When you having then there a blockchain, when you have the Explorer and you're making on your blockchain a cryptocurrency, in this example, Glam will there going, and this will be like a Bitcoin, will be like Ethereum. This is then the main coin, the master coin on this blockchain there. Then you're needing different wallet systems. The GlamX we have, so this is the good thing then there, so we can use it then there. On the other side, we are developing and upgrading many things around the blockchain there, which we will tell you then in the next few weeks then there. In case of this, we have, of course, the Glam step, and many of you have seen that they are at the moment has trouble to access then to the Glam step. We have making the promotion that when you are sending your stuff from the Glam store to the GlamX, you're getting some promotion stuff. This will be now make too, because we have seen, and you know it, and there are too, there are many things that we are wanted to upgrade to the future. And when we have our own blockchain, we need something like a D-app browser. D-app browser means that you can execute smart contracts, and smart contracts, what they are doing on a browser. You cannot do it, let's say, like this, like on the internet typing. You need for this a special browser then there. Let's say a D-app browser, whether is included into a wallet, is, let's say, a Trust wallet, or when you're having it on the PC is a MetaMask then there. It's going in this direction then there. And this is a really big tool, which we are now set up and saying, okay, we rebuild completely the Glam step with the new state of the art. Then of the D-app version, the D-app browser, with a really new communication system there inside, which including then there are new high secure encryption on it then there, and of course many other really good features which you are making in the combination then there to a decentralized wallet with a D-app there, and like how to call newspaper system and instant video communications inside of it then there, because we have seen for ourselves then there to making the program codes more and new, and setting up all this goes quicker for us than there as to rebuilding the stuff inside of the now existing Glamster app. So was then the decision to saying, okay, let's do it like this there, because to be honest, then there, and it's not meaning in German, it's a phrase then there, it's like this, most of you have seen that there are always a little bit trouble with the Glamster. It's going down. You must resend your OTP. The chats are not really working. It's all little trouble things in there where we're saying, okay, let's make it now, because the app is now from the programming stuff now really near 2.5 years old. And there, let's make it like this. It's going in. It's still, let's say, in a really good phase. It's reprogramming everything to replace it. That's why we have said now, okay, send all your stuff from the Glamster to the wallets out there, but the most of you seeing then there, because now the maintenance is going on, the replacement stuff then there, and if you're having, let's say, Glam, Ethereum or Bitcoin still on Glamster, no problem, because in the next days we're launching a wizard. With this wizard, you can go on another platform. It's called My Ethereum wallet, MEV, for example, when we're talking now about Ethereum. There you are then going into your My Crypto Consult back office. There you're typing your 12 seed words in, then it's really good explained. I have seen it today, how then what's happening. And then your wallet will be opening then inside of the MEV wallet then there. And so you have this wallet then on the MEV wallet, and from this you can send it then, for example, to the GlamX or to a wallet of your choice, That is all up to you then there, so that you have access to everything then there, because we are beginning to replacing everything then there. That is the reason behind it then there, because we have seen, okay, it's now a good time, a good stage. It all comes together with the new blockchain, with all the things what we are doing then there. And when we're going now into the full launch, it's not a problem because we have an alternative wallet solution which you can use, which is ready, which is good, and where we have it in-house then there. But of course, it's really important then there that you can transfer all your coins and tokens over there. So this will be appearing in your back office. And then you, of course, have then in English and in German and in other languages, then the explanation, it's right word in English then there, to seeing how to do it. This is just, let's say, days away to make it ready. We will announce it to you, then you knowing that. So this is all very technical stuff then there, but the technical side is always really important to understand. So sometimes people say, oh, what they're doing there. Okay, I'm not a technical guy then there. I'm coming from the marketing side and looking on it, and I'm seeing that we have really good programmer. We have a new crews on board who are doing a really good job then there, and they are speeding really up with all the things we need to getting us to the next level. Because at the moment, we are really good. We have our own community, but we are guests on other blockchain. We turn it now around. We are now the host of a blockchain. So we're going up 2 levels more in this part of the industry than there, and going there in with really, really big resources for setting all this up. Because we have a clear future vision, then there, of course, nobody knows exactly how the future will be running. But we're seeing that with this, what we are here doing now together with our community, we have a really substantial business base, which we are building after we have making now all the things of the foundations. This is ready. So we have built, how is in English, we are building the substructure until now, to building now the superstructure. And this is now what exactly beginning and where we are going on. This leads then always to the main question of the most. And there, of course, most people looking on it, what I can do with my coins then there. So yeah, you can do much more with your coins when we have a big infrastructure and when we have a big ecosystem. Then of course, everything has more value for everybody. Then that's why we're working on it. And this means that you have seen on the GlamX that you are seeing that the Glam is then to the GX possible to put it sozusagen outside of the closed ecosystem there into the big crypto world. And that's why normally we are saying we don't want to open a little door, but the testers was so excited about the GX version, because with this you can now looking that you can going into the English is always something that you can have a flow to go outside over the GX. Then the GX is something what called a voucher token. It was a test token for testing everything inside of the GlamX, but people has begun to really like it then there, and it is in a, how to say, in a close relation to the Glam, so that the Glam and the GX has how is it in English, Sasha? Constantly relation 1 to 20 then there.
It's a pair, I think you're calling it a change pair, you know.
A change pair then there to fixed conditions, let's call it like this then there. And over this is then, let's say, the first little where we are stepping out into the big crypto world. So this is working, people really like it there. And we are adding up now 30 new cryptocurrency pairs, but the pairs you can switch. Switch means then there that what BTC, ETH and ETHBC, this is a display advance which we are doing, because we find out that most people who are joining are not familiar with this sell and buy options to see. So this will be getting a big enhancement. 85% of this is inside of the easy version. The rest will be now appearing with the next update. And then we are personally finally to go and saying, okay, let's go out and open it then there. Opening means that we can making a good advertisement, going into everything what has to do with public relations then there, because then we are ready to bring people from the normal markets who are outside of our normal atmosphere and ecosystem there to using it then there. And when more people using it then there, and then they are of course interesting to see, okay, what is the GLAM, what is this for opportunity, what is behind the tokens, what we can do. So the plan begins now to work, to seeing, okay, it's going really in the right direction for everything. So for this, I'm really confident about the future, that everything what we are doing is in the right position then there. Of course, yes, like usually, not just by us, we are a little bit later than expected than there, but it has to do with technical things than there. They are always critical when there's something happening, and then for us it's normal. It's not so really a big deal, but we know that many people are really nervous and say, oh yeah, when it's coming, what is doing, what's going on, but it's technical stuff then there. And we have learned, of course, we are not people who knowing everything. We are the gods of knowing everything. No, we are normal humans. And so that meaning we are learning. And the biggest mistake, what we have found out, is to launch something too early. Then you're breaking the momentum there. So it's really important that the product which you bring on the market is in a really good condition. You can test it with your infrastructure, with your community, yes. When there are mistakes, the people are not so hard with you. But when you're going out to the normal market where you have not this sympathy bonus, then it's getting always a little bit more complicated. And so that meaning that we are saying, let's do it really into a state of, okay, I never think you will getting 100%, but let's say 99.99% where we are feeling comfort with it, and that everything should be like this, because it has always to do with security stuff, with safety, with easiness, and on the understanding and protecting always the people in the community. So that is a really big part which to go. So this is the one side. On the other side, with my crypto consult, we begin to expand now into new different markets there. And that is why you must know now that the package which you have, the will package, are one of the last package, which is the chance to make you like a Bitcoin will, for example. You know that the people who were joining before over 1 decade into Bitcoin, they have Bitcoins there and don't know what to do. And then somebody has ordered a pizza with it. And that was the really first usability test then there. And people was having thousands of the Bitcoins and don't know what to do with it. And nobody has believed in it. Then you have today Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin is then, okay, it has dropped a little bit down, let's say 20%, but okay, happens then there. Meaning, but still it's by $48,000 around then there. And before it was worth nothing. Here's the question, is the Bitcoin today something worth? Yeah, people are exchanging and speculating on it and there, but the usability indeed of the Bitcoin is very low. And that is where coming smart contracts inside of it. And smart contracts, something what we want to do on our blockchain, as host of the blockchain, really much, because blockchains and smart contracts, meaning that you're going into DeFi. DeFi means decentralized finances, meaning that is a new big market which is coming. We want to be a part of it, so that we are prepared with you together to going into every market and participating on it. And so this is not a simple thing we're making just a coin and gone. We have promised from the beginning that we're saying we're creating something really big with all the teams, and they're from the foundation, with the gremium, with all the communities, with all the people who are coming then there. So this is something what has to do with teamwork. This is what we're seeing. And we have so much developer meetings and there. I sometimes forgetting totally that I was originally coming from networking and then later from consulting then there, because I was thinking sometimes like a developer and technical stuff then there, and sometimes say, oh, what is going on? And my experience in this is very high now, yes, but I can drive it, the car, very good, but I cannot build it. And I'm talking really much with the what we can do to making things faster, better, security, and easier, and what are the next coming things, what we're doing. If it would be like this, I can making snap and the program will appear and wow, it's done, but here has everything to do with delay. You have an idea, you want to do it, everybody is talking about it, and then you're knowing this idea will take 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 before it coming into execution because of programming it there. But you never know what's happening in this 3, 6 or 1 year with changing is there. So we are wanted to be prepared for everything then there. And this is when you're having your own blockchain with your own servers where the community is running. And this we are doing in a high protective way that you can participate on it too. So this is something there from our side, from the update side, from the technical side there. So there are really, really big things in the making then there where we are absolutely excited about it. So from my side, is this really the important thing to developing and doing the things forward? And because without this, with the communities has no value for the things which we're doing, because we have bigger plans from the beginning than they're going into the traditional markets, making with the big people like in this case, then that they are joining our infrastructure and using it. And when we are talking with many of the professionals people, then they are really excited about what we are doing. They're seeing clearly the vision then there, where it's going in there, because they're knowing how much is this complicated to do. So this is the case why I'm really proud that so many people then there coming together to helping making this vision really clear going forward. And that is what is for us important and there to talk with us together, what is coming in the future, what we are doing then there. Normally, when you're saying every day is something really new and exciting going because the program has doing this, but somebody who has no idea of it, it's like, oh yeah, it's good. And there's so news are every day, but this is like a new program code. They're making this function better, this better, this better. This is the normal consumer guy, not really helps or interested, but it's exciting things which are really going forward and which are helping then to setting up a really good value for the GLAM, and this meaning for everybody of us a really good opportunity for the future, and that this can be one of the best things in the life what was ever happening to us all. So my friend Sasha, you still there?
Yeah. I did write something here, some notes, and I think it was an absolute fantastic presentation because I think everybody could follow you. This is, I think, very, very important.
It's never so easy, you know it.
Yeah, it's absolutely
to make something really. Let's say I'm totally. I have no thing. I have hopefully break it down to really that everybody understand it. But I'm sure 50% not have understand everything of it. I have no problem with this. This is normal. When you're repeating it, you will be coming into it. It was for me a big questionnaire at the beginning too. That's normal.
That is for me the same. When I heard my first time the word smart contract, I thought, what is this smart contract? Really, I had to Google it, and then, there was smart contracts 2 years ago. Now smart contract means something totally different because the whole business developed around smart contracts. And now even we are doing something with smart contracts where, when you are reading the white paper, there we are tipping a lot of issues in the white paper now, but now it is concrete and it's so differentiated, and I think a lot of people, a lot of partners don't have an idea how much work it is to do all this stuff, and but what I really appreciate, that I think everybody did understand why the Glamster app is now down, is not open at the moment, because they are working on it. And they are changing this app fundamentally, and I think everybody of you did understand there will be soon a solution so that if you still have your GLAMs and if you still have your BTC and Ethereum on the Glamster app, then you can send them to the GlamX. There will be very soon,
or to a wallet of your choice.
Exactly, you can send it
because it's like this. The centralized idea of the most things, it would be for us really cool and easy to say, okay, we are clicking on a button and bang, everybody's transferred for the new system. But this is why you have your Z words and it's protected by everything. So this is not possible to do then there. So you are the master of your wallets then there. That's why the decentralized solutions and it's always a little bit more complicated when it's going into this part then there. So for this, you're needing the okay and the help of the man or woman who has access to the wallets then there. So that is why it's called migration. Is that what?
Okay. A new word. And you know, and then hopefully everybody of you did understand what is going on with the GlamX. That in fact, you know, there is not a long way to go until the GlamX is ready for the full launch. But there's still something to do, you know. But so in fact, you know, everything is on the way, is on a good way. And also about the transaction, you know, that your transaction, perhaps some of you did send 1 to 2 weeks ago some transactions, and they didn't arrive, you know, for reasons, because they still had to work on the whole node system, that it's going faster and better. And so it's in the whole interest of GlamJet what they are doing at the moment. And if you have any, you know, if you are missing your coins you did send, you just have to send to the GlamX support and ask them, you know. Normally they can help you. And as far as I understood you, Willy, the transactions are now working. If you are sending now from whatever wallet, from BTC, Ethereum, Doge, that they are coming into the GlamX wallet, and the time they take is the normal blockchain time. It is not due to us. It is just because of blockchain takes time sometimes. Yes.
Yeah. To understand this a little bit like a question, a learning course. When you have a transaction then there on a blockchain, it's not like a wiring on a bank account. So that means the node, so let's call it the little programming server, then there has downloaded the whole, let's say, blockchain of it. So that is the concept. The blockchain is everywhere decentralized and there. And for this, the node must always updating what are the new blocks. As the new blocks meaning the new data package where the miners are working on it. And this can be in this block your transaction then there. And this meaning the node is always synchronizing and looking what is going on and then there. And with this, with the old node system, what we have now the new enhanced system, we have taken it over from the MCC because we have found out it's really so good than there compared to what is on the market and there. And this was just something what founding out by doing it, and we're saying, okay, this nodes which we have there is really good, so we have copied this there in. And that meaning what they are now doing, they are really quicker seeing which transactions going on with the confirmations and everything. So, and this was the problem before, that we have something like, let's say, he has not looked on it. He was now looking on the last blocks, on the next block, but he has not looked what was on the blocks before. It was too lame, too slow. Let's call it like this. And it's not right what to do, but it describes it better. It was too slow. This is now solved, and this was one problematic. Then there, the other problematic was when you was transferring Glam to Glam inside of the GlamX. It was even then running over the blockchain, so meaning like a normal transaction then there. What is now coming is that you can transferring, if you have a GlamX wallet, I have a GlamX wallet then there, and you want to send it me, it goes internally then there without leaving the exchange to the blockchain and backward taking the time. This will be booked, let's call it internally then there, because everything is going on this so-called, let's say, how is it in English? The wallet of the exchange. So it's there. It will not be booked like this. This will be just there. But if you are sending it out of the GlamX to some other wallet or exchange or whatever, then it will be booked into the blockchain and transferred out and there. But internally before, it's all running there. This making it quicker and of course lower transaction fees. So that is the feature which is coming now.
Great. This is, you know, and hopefully you also did understand about the blockchain, because the blockchain is so important that you are independent and, you know, the low fees, the low transaction fees. And if you want to do this whole smart contract business, it is very important to have low fees, because if the fees are too high, or you are dependent on other coins who have also low fees, but this is then their blockchain. So it is better to have your own blockchain. Can you say us a little bit? When will the blockchain be ready? In 2 months? In 3 months?
No more, 2 months. Then let's say we have changing a little bit, like usually our way how we're working. So we find out sometimes it's good to work with your own programmers, but then you sometimes find out you're getting specialized people for special projects. And we have now a new crew on board, and which is really good and working under conditions. They are really, how to say, professional to getting things on the date. So that means for us, it's very easy. This people which we have now on board are saying to us, okay, when we're programming this, it's taking like this time, we make it ready then there. And we know it because of our experience. And we have now, let's say, a higher knowledge of people who are specialized, especially on the crypto, on the explorer things than there, which we have packed in, who are saying that this, what we are doing at GlamJet is really cool, and they're supporting us. That is why they are now working with and for us then there to making this then happening. And when you have own programmers and everything, then there you're sometimes coming to a point where you're needing a specialist for it then there. But with specialists and people from external, it has always to do with security things, how fast is it in there. So what we are at the moment we are taking in more existing teams, which we are knowing personally very long, than there, which we are setting on, especially the blockchain. So I would say on the blockchain, we are really specialized, really good people than there, who are making more programming on the top than there. And of course, we are more experienced there too, to knowing exactly what we want than there. And many of the white paper stuff, let's say the Glamster 2.0, so we call it. At the end, it's a completely new stuff that you can call it an upgrade, but you can on the other side call it it's new. But from all what we have done before, the Pflichtenheft, what call this in English? So the book for the programmers, what to do. It's a really long thing. This is here already. We know exactly what we want, how it should be, and they are exactly knowing then what to do and saying, okay, we're programming this up and there. This is a totally different level of experience which we now have there too. It's not just experience about how to make marketing, how to make networking, how to sell something, and there we have really now a technical know-how beside there. That we can exactly attracting the right people there to work with us because they're seeing our track record and and want to be part of it. And we are knowing exactly now they do the right stuff or not, because we have learned what is good, what is bad, and what is the time then there, and which team we are choosing there for it. And so we are getting more and more, and this was part of the Corona there too, into certain levels. So we have now, for the blockchains are now, it's not so much people. That's now around 35 new people. We have especially for the blockchain, we have 25 new people for the Explorer stuff then there, for the Glamster. This is the lowest part. I think it's 11 people then there, because it's so compact what we have to do to show them that they're exactly knowing what to do. We're taking their really good stuff from the security inside, which I like, and the broadcasting systems in there. So the things which I personally have really liked in to have running on a good condition in the Glamster version now there, because we wanted to always just having the best for us and for the community. And so we're saying, okay, let's do it. Let's do it better than there, like the first time, because we need the D app inside of it. This is really important. Without the D app, everything making in the next half year no sense. And so that means we must do it now, because we're knowing what is coming in the future, especially with the D fees. Then there, and if you have not the D app browser in a half year, forget it. Then you're out of the market.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, a little bit what I wanted to tell you, and what also Billy says, is, everybody is asking for when does the full launch of the GlamX starts. This is a really good and important question. But, we want that this coin is successful on the market. And all those out there, the small investors, the big investors, the very big investors, the high volume investors who have millions and much more money, you know, to invest, you know, they are looking on what kind of project do we have? You know, do we have an independent blockchain? You know, do we have a D-app? You know, do we do some, you know, do we have the potential to do smart contract business? You know, this, you know, how fast we are, you know, what kind of exchange do we have? This is so important, you know. So this time we now take is so important to have a good value, you know, to have a good price for our Glam coin on the market, because the price you get on the market says something about your project, you know. And if you don't want, you know, there are so many shit coins out there. They are doing marketing, they are pushing, you know, and after 3 months, you know, nobody needs them. They are just there to be for a small amount of people to be rich, and all the others are poor after this game, you know. And this is not what we are doing, you know. And but there are too many out there who are thinking the only job you have to do is to bring out a coin, and that's it. No, it's much more. And you can read also in the white paper. You know, it's very important also what we did write on the white paper, what all the information we also still have on our web pages. And as far as I know, really, the web pages and all the design, you know, will be changed, you know, after full launch, step by step. So is this true? So that, you know, the information people have when they are going on our My Crypto Consult and GlamJet.io page, will this information be changed? Will there be a new design or something like this?
Yeah, it's like let's say a totally new appearance of everything. Then this is what we work to, and that is what all in the back is upgrading. This has to do with new white paper stuff, with enhanced things. Then there, in some things we are good, in some things we are good but not so good like it should be. Let's call it like this. Then there, that's know that we have, of course, always, like usually, the lack of communication. That is a thing which is always our problem. Then there, because most of us are standing up and working and going to bed. That's it. So no really private life, no time for fun and for simple things than there. So we are totally focused on getting these things running. So that what people calling a usually life, we don't have. But what is in this time the usually life than there with Corona, where you cannot go? Also, we're making the best out of it than there, but we have just one thing to make this happening. And this is a 24-hour, 7 days job for us. We're taking it now since years really serious than there. And that is when then sometimes people say, well, what they're doing, there's nothing coming, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm sometimes thinking to myself, okay, what do you have to then there? What is there what you are doing? Have you longer work for things than that? You know exactly what is going on in there. Then I think sometimes, yeah, okay, this is part of the community, even for this, what is his name in English? Buttheads. What they are talking about. For this, I spending my life to make something happen, for making people like this happy. Sometimes I'm thinking, okay, it is like this then there. No? So you cannot make just the people happy of your choice then there. This is a part of the community then there. This is for everybody. If they love us, like us, hate us, whatever is then there, for everybody we are treating the same and giving the same opportunity and making the so there's not a 2 or 3 class community with us. Then there we are all there on the same boat. But much of us have the same, not the same, what is the attitude. So the attitude is everything then there. And I think that some people have really attitude where I think to myself, what a shame. So look at me without saying I'm very good. But I'm now 56 years old. Why am I looking like this? I'm looking when I see people who are 56 years old are like dead people, who are going into pension. My life is over. And I'm thinking what they're doing. I'm saying that is their attitude. That is why they're looking. And Negative people, you can look at the picture, they're looking different. They're looking really, really bad. And it's the attitude. And I have never a negative attitude because I know I can do everything what I want and working forward for it and going on. And that is why I say always, I will do the things what we have on the plan. We know what to do, we're doing it, and what everybody else saying is their personal opinion because we know exactly what we're doing and we're making this to the best and biggest opportunity in the world. Whatever somebody else saying, then we will see that this year is something what goes behind the mask, not where the people are stopping. This is really something huge, and we have proven it, and this will be giving us really all a bright future for everything and this is the thing for us personally. We taking it really serious take yourself it really serious too. And if you're thinking this is some fun game, then it's a fun game for you. For us, it's really serious because it's getting really big. This has to do with attitude and how we do the things, and we do the things for you too. And of course for us too, because if it's for you a success, it's for us a success too, and then we're all together happy. And this year will be not some winners and some losers. Here is just everybody's a winner or everybody's a loser. But believe me, I never lose.
That's a really best attitude ever. And about the GlamX, and the full launch, there will be some kind of countdown, I think.
They're starting a countdown. Yeah.
Is there any idea when the countdown could happen? So we are not talking about
a date.
Yeah.
Okay, let's call it. It's not years, it's not months. It's something between days and weeks. So in this area, I can give you a thing. Because the problematic is always, I tell you a date for which I have heard that the programmers are telling me. And then something like usually unexpected little things are happening, some gremlins or whatever, and then it says, you have say this date, and then the trouble starts. And then I think to myself, this I do not, what I have under control by myself, like my birthday, who's coming every year to the same time, like Christmas, this is okay. But something what has to do with technical stuff, giving an exact date is not good. My trick is this, what I found out for myself. It's really easy. When I knowing it's ready, then after 1 week, I will do it because I'm seeing it's ready. Okay, it's running. Then I can begin to promote it. But I do never it will be ready at this time. And then it's 2 or 3 days later, then you are not a hero. But when you make it on time or making the countdown and saying, it's starting in 10 days and you're starting after 7 days, then you're a hero. So this is just psychologically the thing. And on the other side, something who are stressing me not so much out, because then I must not rely on some dates and stressing myself. Then I'm looking on it, getting the updates and saying, okay, it's going good. Tell me what is the things. And of course I hear it always from the testers to getting the experience back.
And this is what everybody has to understand. It is not Willy Morant who is telling the tech team, you have to be ready on the 15th of June. It is the other way around.
You must,
the tech
this
team,
is a totally different world. You must tell these guys something that they must make, and they're looking at you like, what? They're saying it's not possible. And if you have somebody around you who coming from the IT or as a so-called coder, you will know exactly this is a different kind of human. Some people say, is this really a human? But they're totally different. So this is they are nice people, of course, but they have nothing to do with we as normal people thinking about how something they look like. You like, what? Oh, get it.
So, exactly. This is what really we all learned. We all learned this in the last 2 years, especially in the last year, I think. But I think it is in the best interest of everybody that GlamJet is doing it, how we are doing it. And when there will be the full launch, in days, weeks, something, there will be the full launch. This means everybody of you has to be already registered, because everybody can register now already on the GlamX. We know that not everybody already did it, but you can do. You don't have to, but it is if you want to trade later.
Making sense.
Yep. What did you say?
It making sense to be.
It making sense to everybody, yeah. And then we have to 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 people registered there, you know, then the challenge begins. No, so we are starting to speak to everybody and to tell them, go on our exchange for this and that reason. They are going on the exchange, and then they will send also their coins on our exchange. So will there be some kind of, I don't know, special gift for them that they are, you know, because sometimes exchanges have this kind of gift, you know, you are getting $10 in BTC, or you're getting a special token or an airdrop, I don't know. And are there some kind of ideas about it? So, you know, so that people are very easy coming to GlamX, so that they love our Glam exchange, and that 100,000 people are on an exchange and they are trading like hell, and then we have the chance to trade our Glam?
Yes.
There will be, yeah. I knew that you will answer like this. Okay, because we are not speaking about campaigns, concrete campaigns, because there are also competitors and others, and also it makes sense because if it's a very good campaign, you will not tell it to everybody before, no?
Yeah, and something must have to do with marketing. Then when you promote everything out, you must have not making a start. Why you should making a full launch with this when you're telling everybody what we are doing? Then it's the same like then you're making a birthday party with a surprise, and you're telling everybody the surprise before, including the guy who getting it. So where's the fun on it? No? So this is sometimes, and I knowing that I'm always curious too to find out things and hear about it. And but then in the moment when you tell it, the people are saying, okay, what's coming next? What is the next news? What is coming there? This is a little bit this new social media style, and they're from click to click, just people, what's next? What is next? What is next? So the time is getting really low.
Exactly. And, you know, and at the moment we have this whale campaign, you know, this means, you know, a whale, you know, in the description of the campaign, you know, in fact, a whale is somebody who holds a lot of glams. Let's say 1 billion, you know, 1 billion is truly a whale, you know, who has 1 billion glams is a whale, no?
Yeah, because we have here making, this is something what we tell before. We are at the contribution so much crazy things because we want that our people who are starting and going with us, that they are the whales of the system then there, because then there must never be problems in their life again then there. And that is when they are believing in the system, or they not even believing, then they're saying, okay, it can be possible that let's do it like this, then that. But for this trust, we're making them to the whales, and a whale is somebody who was, of course, a responsibility for everything there too. Then there to make infrastructure happening. Then they're building it up. It has not just what I can get, so it has something to do there too. But on the course, we cannot tell the people what they have to do or not to do. Then there, but what we can say, we can make you to a whale. And then that's our promise to you, that we are saying it's possible for everybody to do. But when the day comes, it will be stopped. And then you must pay for 1 Bitcoin when you want to have it now, $48,000. Then there, in the old days, they're getting thousands of this for nothing. Then you can make it with your own PC. You have 500,000 Bitcoins you have done. And this is always a matter of time. Of course, now at the moment, it's appearing for everybody, oh, there are GlamJets, they have no value. For the others, they have a value. So it has to do how things are going on in the future. And let's say that the value for some people is $1. Then more people thinking about what we're doing, it's $100 than that. So the highest result at the moment was $64,000 for 1 BTC, so the all-time high. So this is what is realistic, possible for 1 coin to get. So now you must just having like fantasy, not thinking about what is tomorrow and the day after. So what can be getting long-term out of it? Because even in Bitcoin, it has taken up to now 10 years to get into this position. And believe me, when you ask me, would Bitcoin ever go over 20,000 again? Not because it was before 90,900 or whatever. I would say no. I was totally surprised that it really would be working like this, and that he's still around in this and there. So everything is possible there. And the same can happen here too, that you will be in 5 years thinking, oh shit, this was a really good idea to do it. And who has ever believed it? Even me has not believed it. Then there you think by yourself. So nobody knows what is exactly possible. But one thing what we know, we are working for this, that this can be happening then there, because it will not coming from alone, from just waiting and doing nothing.
Absolutely. And you know, this means for us all, if full launch will start, this means that we all have the possibility, if you have your GLAMs on the GlamX, then you can start to trade. This means in the beginning, you can change it with the USDGX. And in the later stage, I think it will be also possible to pair GLAMs to BTC and so on. Huh? So the normal exchange. And at the moment, it is for 20 cents. You know, there is the lowest price. And this will be also in the future, no? So that the lowest price is 20 and will, you know, so that it will not drop down or.
No, let's say there's always a market in there, and we are not, let's say, the gods of crypto or something like this. And there. But how it looks like now at the moment, thinking that everything what we have planned in the past, getting to reality at the moment now, because we have many people who have never believed that we even has an exchange. That they was fully surprised that there was something. They always don't believing it, the things, because I understand that they have here many promises from other people and other things, and that they're nothing believing and always thinking a little bit negative, because at this times you have always problems even to trust your own government, and especially in Europe, where you're not knowing what is going really on, who to trust. So people are at the moment more in the attitude, don't trust something. I understand this attitude. So that is why we are always making facts. And believe me, I can just tell you, we must not making so much work on it to get some things running if we don't need it and want it for the future. You can making things really much more easier. For example, if you want to build a scam, make it more easy. You don't need to develop and do things. They don't need it. Telling a story, blah, 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 run away. And even you don't need to go 3 years on the market, and therefore, for what? What is this for a strategy? And even showing your own face, who do something like this, who should be stupid and there. So we have a totally different concept of it than there, and this is long term, and this is together with people and making something really wonderful happening than there, and this is what's going on than there. So we know what we are doing, and we will do it in the future, and we will do it very massively than there, and whatever comes, it cannot stop us then there, because we are getting now more and more really famous partners at board who are interested to do and promote us and stuff. Now at the moment there's really much crypto, legends is not the right word for it, but enhanced people who are really knowing what they're doing with really good connections then there, because they're seeing that we have a good value, and this is our community then there, because most of this have no community. That is why you're seeing when you're going, for example, in some of the chats then there, where you're just thinking, is this really normal people or bots there sometimes inside of it? And they want really our community, and they do everything for it to catch them, even lying, complaining, making false statements, getting aggressive, talking mad things, just to get you as community member then there. And every story they can do, and they make it in the 99% anonymous. So you don't know what is. This is something what happens in network marketing since 100 years nearly then there. So that is normal. But in the times of social media, communications, and to make it anonymous, really everybody who has a little bit of brain damage then there, you can find them there and telling things who are really strange then there, even to believe that somebody can think like this then there. So my advice is then always then there, go to a chat of somebody who is one of your leaders then there, where you're getting direct informations then there, and don't hear and it's crazy people with crazy things then there, because the reality is logic. And I know that conspiracy theories in our days are really popular then there, and I like this there too, to be honest. And I always like to read stuff like this then there. But at the end, it's that we're making here really a serious business then there, and going forward then there. And everybody who don't like what we are doing, it's free to go. It's no problem. Nobody nobody we enslave or saying you must do it, you must stay with us. You're free to ever what you want to do. It's no problem in there. No? If you don't like it, then there's no problem. We will look at you too, and you will be same treated like everybody else. Then there, it's no problem for us then there, because the vision and what we are doing is so big. It's enough money on the world for everybody. So, and it will be always generated more values than there will have something like the same sense of, you see it, then they're like money, because Bitcoin coming from somewhere. So what is that there? So new things happening then there, and don't think in old gemmas and old thinkings then there, going new then there. And it's always easy to make some things negative and bring it in the bad light, than creating something self, what is successful, and doing the hard work. Then the complainers never win. Show me one rich complainer. Show me one rich negative people who has negative attitude. It was going rich. No, these are the loser track. So this meaning, from my side, this is my personal opinion. Then there, you must do something for your success. Then there, and for the success, you must have the right attitude. And when you have the right attitude, you will follow on the own road. Of course, you must not trust everything blind. Then there. Of course, you can prove your things and looking what is going on, make your due diligence, everything then there. But let's say this is normal then there. But outside, there's some people who have really massive brain damage then there, and we're saying what they're thinking about it then there, what they are doing, what they have else in their life to do then there. And this is around the world, everywhere the same. You have good people, you have strange people, then there, and the internet is full of it, and even the chats you see in it. It's just a little excuse. This meaning not everybody who is in the chat is a mad person, of course not. We have a really, really nice community. But the loudest sometimes always is people who are really want to make it professional, to attract people, to bringing them into their networks and to the opportunities then there. And believe me, they're without, was it scrupulous in English? They're without...
I don't know the word exactly, you know, scrupulous.
They do whatever is needed to making everything mad, to getting them in a good life.
They're cruel.
They are the heroes. They want to do just the good things because they want to make the money in their own pocket. Whereas then everybody outside will not do something just for their own things. So they have all their plan behind it. The plan is do something mad, make something mad to get the people and saying, I'm the nice guy, la, 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 la. So this is all not then there. So people who have really extensive language then there, and we call it in English, then they're really low level language, and then you know exactly what they want now.
I have still two questions at the end. You know, it's about, you know, one hint. You really have to have your 12 seed phrases. Yeah. That's so important. You know, if you still have to do transactions very soon when it's possible, you know, from the wallet, you need them, you know, this 12 seed phrase from the Glamster app. This is really one important point. If you don't have them, perhaps we really have to say it frankly, they are lost. Your basic token are perhaps lost if you still did drop them from the My Crypto Consult back office to the Glamster app. Okay, so
but I can tell to this, Sasha. So always there are good things and bad things. So let's say the bad thing is that the Glamster app sometimes was running with a new OTC and that you must putting your word in. So most of our people are familiar with making the seed words in and having them, because if not, it was be going to the support then there. So I must say that in this case, the community has really good seed words. So that is a good thing because that was trained a little bit before of it to reinstall it. And there, so it's not because we would hear it. So most people which we are knowing, then they have really access to the seed phrases. So but if not, it's getting complicated for you. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, then there is the Fortune app and the marketplace. You know, I think can you tell us perhaps why it is so important to have this Fortune app, you know, and also to have this marketplace, you know, in the Fortune app. You know, can you give us some ideas about it? Because I think not everybody is familiar with it. Not everybody understands it, what we are doing there.
Okay, so let's say for making the so-called usability, then there it's always be popular to getting into the normal, how to say, real world outside then there. The real world meaning then there, doing things which you are doing normally. Okay, it's not so normal. You cannot go everywhere in the world to a bakery and buy bread. Then there, let's say, like the old normal. Let's call it like this then there. So that meaning you want to go somewhere and you want to bring now people into cryptocurrency, especially the, let's call it mid-level and small business then there. So when you're saying to people like this, oh, I want to pay you fully in cryptocurrency, they say, oh, I don't know, this is not a good idea, what I do with this, blah, 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 blah. But when we have an app, who you can be partnering with us up. And the only thing what you must do, you must accept GLAMs in a certain percentage of your value then there, because most companies are willing to giving you a discount as an app system for attracting new customers. And we have a community who can then go say, we are buying now all at Sascha Schlenzig Bakery then there. And when I told this to Sascha and saying you have no access to some 100,000 people who can order your stuff, then there, what you want to do for it, because everybody knowing that it's not for free, then they're saying, okay, you are giving to our community members, let's say 30% that they can pay it with GLAM, then there. So that meaning you can spend GLAM on it, then there, this is for you, depending on which rate you have get it, as a discount. And merchant, then there is possible that we can say, okay, take this crypto, put it into staking. Also let's call it like, for normal words, into saving and getting something more out of it than there, or exchange it. For this, you're needing then GlamX, because then you have there a merchant account, and with this merchant account, with the internal functions then there, we can making the processing for him on a low cost base then there, so that he has not high fees, and we can make everything internally on it then there. So this going then, like you see in our ecosystem goes always hand in hand and is very connected to each other. All parts are very independent. GLAMS is an independent enterprise. GlamX is an independent enterprise. The Fortune app is an independent. So everything is independent, but working all in one go there together. So for this, we are making now a so-called registry, a book where every merchant can say, okay, I want to accept in the future GlamX and other cryptocurrency, of course, that we are the gateway to it in there. And this meaning this will be getting into the GLAMS 2.0 in then there, that with the merchant app you have like a function going over, clicking, pay, click and pay, click and pay. So you have there a new accessibility there inside of it.
Okay, and nobody in the crypto sphere has this, no? There is no coin or no project who really is doing something like this. So this is really
something of our personal own ideas, let's call it like this then there. And it's a good idea there, because they have all the problems how to execute their cryptos into the real world and there. And we have a good network of promoters, of people who are going on this people-to-people business, which we are knowing. This is very, very strong. So this will help us at the beginning to getting the feed inside of it. And then one merchant will tell another merchant, and this can be going quick. But we have solving this POS system, point of sale system, because you're needing not what is this? When you're typing normally in,
you don't need a machine or something.
Machine, because this is the new machine, no, for everything. And this is where the future is going. Of course, most people knowing that it's the mobile, but knowing what the next step is of a mobile and so it's going into different ways, which you are not going into the centralized version, because for having a machine where you're putting your card, this is a centralized version. The new version, decentralized version. So this is really important what's going on and there, so we can making a system working just where it's needed the internet now.
And it will be done in seconds, you know, if you then pay, you know, because we have our own blockchain, we have the GlamX. So if we can do it in seconds, because this is the biggest problem for every coin at the moment.
We can write this guy his own smart contract, especially for his shop, with everything executing what doing something. This is not just what we are doing, something like a payment system or something like this, far away from this. We can making him a smart contract inside, and there we're executing most of his things, including administration stuff, bookkeeping stuff, whatever. It's all making then the smart contract for him, so we can save them so much time, these people then there. So this is something like Dienstleistung, something like a side job to do. So it's not just having like a machine. He can rebuild his own business on a blockchain in a smart contract forever.
Great, great. And and how will the partners profitize? If they're going to a shop, because we are worldwide, they are going to a shop. How, if you bring somebody to the marketplace, how the normal partner is profitizing.
So let's say we are all normal partners. The case thing then there. So because you're knowing, then who has let's say bring who has referred it, then there, you knowing this exactly then there, and that meaning that you are then at the next phase participating a little bit on all transaction who's going over it. This will not be making you with one transaction rich than there, but it's like a continuous, more growing stuff that you are everywhere a little bit. It's the same like MasterCard. If you're getting from MasterCard just 0.0001% on every transaction, well, you're getting crazy rich than there. So it's coming more and more. So this meaning that every single time, everywhere, some partner is therein who are participating, because the most things which we are making is always what is the good for the community. Then some things we must making, like say like the blockchain explorer, there's not really a profit inside of it, but this is something like advertising where people are coming in and saying that this is good for us all. Then this is not a money making machine or something like this, but this is a service which the people are using, and this brings us a wide range of people coming to us, and therefore the service to use. So not everything can be connected to making really a profit out for the foundation or for our partner. This is something what we needing to attract people then there, that they're looking inside of the other things which we are doing.
Great, fantastic. So, okay, I still have other questions, but I think 1 hour, a little bit more, is really enough. I know that in the Q&A there were also some questions, questions here which we already did answer. Perhaps you just watch again the recording, and we will try to make some kind of summary of the webinar also for you guys out there. And it would be good if you inform your partners about this fantastic news. This means, that in the next weeks, great things will happen. So like Willy Moran said, we are, it's really important that you also read the emails from GlamJet, because there are a lot of work, to write a document, to translate it in other languages. And then you really, everything is explained. And it's really, really important to read them, because in the future time, you will also get more information like this. Also, you should try to get familiar with the GlamX. It is in the beginning, if you are starting to use an exchange, it is not so easy, because you never did it. Like you are driving a car, you never did it before, but you try, and then you will learn it. We are also in the exchange, we are doing it so easy for everybody, because it is really an exchange for everybody. And if you are doing it constantly, every day a little bit, you will learn it. It is not a rocket science. And and then everybody will take out a benefit out of it, because then the exchange starts. And then I think that if everybody of you will have the chance to change your glams via USDGX or directly with BTC, Ethereum, and so on and so forth, you will be so glad. You will be so glad, because then you will see, oh, it works. it works. It really works, you know, and then everybody of you will help to bring the information out there so that everybody is registering. And then you can go to them and say, hey, I have here millions of GLAM token. Yeah? I give them to you directly and OTC, you know, over the counter. And this is so great because then, you know, because now Elon Musk, all this news out there worldwide about crypto, you know, the people are searching for something like this. Sometimes the people are thinking, should I really start now with Bitcoin? It's so high, but you have this 20-cent token we are starting. You know, everybody sees the potential of a growing token. So they will go to you, they know you, and you can sell your token personally to them. And then you will make a big profit out of it. Willy, you wanted to say something? I had the impression.
You have to say everything, then I'm not needed. I can go into retirement. Yeah, that's saying that it has many aspects of it, and that is what I see. We are just at the crypto in the beginning, and we are with GlamJet more in the beginning than most people are knowing, and that is why I say you take it seriously. We take it seriously, and you will see what the future are bringing, and it will be getting really fantastic. And that's why I really like to have you on board and tell it to other people. Then it's very important. It's going really big things are coming, and you will be the first to know it.
That's it. You know, big things will come. Big things will come, and everybody knows that very easy hundreds of millions of dollars can be traded into the GLAMs, and then, you know, 1 billion, and you know, and then you just use a little bit your fantasy. You know, what can happen in the future. You know, and then, you know, perhaps we will have a market capitalization of 5 billion, 10 billion. That's possible. And this is just for the year 21, you know, because crypto is growing and growing and growing and growing. The banks are coming. Even the government are starting with this. And, you know, so in a daily life, in 5 years, it will be familiar to pay with crypto in shops. It will be, you know, and we are one of the pioneers. And this is our job, you know, this is the way we are going. And so it is not just for the short term, not just for the midterm, it is really for the long term. So everybody can have a great future with GlamJet. And if you are, if you are motivated and you are convinced, you can bring over people to GlamJet. You know, with the whale packages, they are so good. There are 5 times contribution, 2 times basic token. That is really great. And later on, there will be the staking packages. They are still very good, but not as now. You know, now is the last chance for some weeks, the last chance, and then we will have the launch, or then we'll have the full launch, and then very soon the staking packages can also start. Okay, so big thank you to you, Willy Morant. Willy. It was a pleasure. I had the impression it was a very, very, very informative webinar. It was really, really great. And so, yes, I think you will have a very, very active week now with all the, you know, the calls and all this stuff. And perhaps you will also find some time in the next weeks to come to speak again to the English-speaking webinar, to the English-speaking community. I think if we will have a countdown for the full launch, we will see you again, no? Yes?
Yeah. Yeah. Sasha, I'm getting now, I have my dev channel always running here and there. And I can give you a date fresh from the dev channel They're saying in the exchange, we are working on the person-to-person transactions without fees. They can change their coins. This will be possible ready to the 10th or 15th June. So this giving me now a date, just as for you, then they're live from the dev channel, then I was surprised that they're sending me. So we have for this a date, because I'm thinking an exchange where you can do things inside of it without fee is something sensational than there, for many reasons beside this effect and there too. So this is one of the visions that you as a GlamX partner or a GlamStar partner or a GlamJet partner or my Krypto Consult partner can have access to crazy things. And when this is working, and they're getting now, because they're using many crazy stuff inside of it, and this would be really a killer for the outside and there.
This is absolutely crazy. Okay, so I hope you still can sleep after what Willy said. And okay, now wherever you are, it was great that you were so long now here in this webinar. And yeah, we will see each other hopefully soon. We are answering. We have the Q&A group. We have the other WhatsApp group. We have Telegram groups. So everything is fine. Everything is on a good way. Thanks a lot, Willy. It was really great that you took your time.
Thank you, everybody, too. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.